Hi YouTube, my name is Jacinta and I'm a believer. The Lord has sent me here to share some of the financial principles that He has shown me I apply in my life, and other people need to be taught so that they can manage their resources better. So if you see me looking down, I have some notes. So firstly, what this channel is not here to do is promote that Christians should be poor. That is an absolute nonsense. Your poverty actually draws you further from God. You're pulling more shifts, you're trying to get all the hours under the sun, it puts you more in the world. So Christians being poor just doesn't even make sense. We're also not here to advocate is that people should work harder, you should take on another job, you should have multiple side hustles. That's great, but that works for specific people in specific seasons in their life. That ethos might be fine for a single person in their 20s who's living at home, they don't even have many bills, or in their first apartment but they're house sharing and the rent is cheap and whatever, and they have the time and the flexibility to be working all those kind of hours and their only responsibility is themselves. But for other people who have children, who are in ministry, who are balancing full-time job with other things they have to do in family life, this whole get another job and work all the hours under the sun is not practical. Another thing we're not here to advocate is for people to stop striking and campaigning and going to their unions to ask for more pay, because telling someone to be content with their £9 something an hour is not the way forward. People's wages are low and the rate of inflation is ridiculous. The two don't go together. So we're not here to tell people, oh, you should be content with your low wages and stop campaigning or complaining. We're not here to do that. Another thing, so having said all of that, even though there are clearly external factors, and especially now in the economy we're in, of rate of inflation, low wages, cost of living, gas and electricity bills, yes, the external factors are increasing dramatically in terms of affecting people's current income and making it not be able to go further. But ultimately, the Lord has shown me that most people's problem is not their current income. Their real issue and why they're poor and why they lack is because they mismanage financial resources and other resources. And that is evident in using our circumstances as a comparison. Now, I did not want to come here and be putting our business on YouTube, but when you're obedient to the Lord, you have to do what He says. So this is just a breakdown of our income as a household to prove the point that it's not your low income, it's your mismanagement of resources. My husband, I'm a stay-at-home mum. Our daughter is homeschooled, and my husband is the one who's the main earner. So he is on a contract job and he gets paid like £12 an hour. So what that adds up to annually is £19,200 before tax. After tax, that's £17,860 that we have to manage as a household of three. Now, because the government acknowledges that as a household of three and where we live and our rent and etc., that's not enough, we now get top up from Universal Credit, which is now a top up of £13,200. And then I've also added the small child benefit we get. So in total per year, we have to manage about £32,200, which might sound like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. First of all, we live in London. And second of all, our rent alone equates to 44% of that per month. So what that means is basically a month we have to, so that's the annual, but I've broken it down per month. Monthly, we have to survive on £2,594.46. Now, Within that, I've already told you that 44% of that already goes to our rent. And with the rest of it, we have to do council tax, gas and electricity, water, TV license, internet, credit card, mobile bills, food, and we eat organic. So our food bills are higher than most people. Travel, clothing, supplements, again, organic. When we were attending church, we were giving 10%. Household items, lunch money, and that lunch money is for my husband when he's at work. Self-care, doing hair, going to the barbers, if you do your nails, just general, self-care. We pay for YouTube, and then we have Amazon Prime, and because our daughter's homeschooled, we have to pay for our own resources in terms of her books, educational tools, pens, pencil, etc. That has to come out of our pocket. So in all of that, our money is spoken for. I mean, I have the numbers here, but I'm not going to go through them. To the penny, our money is spoken for. It's a tight budget, and living in London, and in that I haven't included anything like vacations, spas, or going out to lunch with the girls, or blessing someone, somewhere brother or sister comes to you in need, and you just want to give them £10, £20 here or something to contribute. That doesn't even include any of that. But with that, we have to manage. Now, on that tight budget, we have managed to still acquire assets. We have shares, Apple, Tesla, supermarkets and other tech companies, food companies, and other assets. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of Salad Master, that's an asset. If you haven't heard of Salad Master, they're a company that produces cookware. But unlike most cookware, like non-stick pans and stuff, which are toxins, and you may as well, would you like some rice with the toxin that you're cooking up? Salad Master, there's no toxin. What's in the pan stays in the pan, and what you cook stays there. It's something that is generational. People have passed on to their children, their grandchildren. It has a lifetime warranty. What do you buy in today's society that has a lifetime warranty? That's why I've put it as an asset. It improves our health, our way of living. Aside from that, we also have high value items. So for example, the Vitamix A3500i series. Basically, it's the latest series of a Vitamix. And we also have organic things in our house. So our bedding, our mattress, a lot of things in our house are organic. And like I said prior, on that low budget, it's not just about buying food. We don't buy the cheap cuts of meat. We don't shop in Iceland. We don't go to the supermarket aisles and the deal of the day and all this frozen food that stereotypically someone on our income should. We should be on those, benefit Britain kind of lifestyle. No, we have organic bedding, we have high quality things, 100% organic food. We don't eat junk food. There's a lot of things that we don't do in order to live a high quality life. So I say all of that to say that, to prove the point basically that the Lord showed me, that most people are living a low quality life. They're suffering. The food they're eating is killing them. It is low quality. They're stressed. They're just miserable. They feel like life is collapsing on top of them. And they think that the answer to their solutions is more money. But really, most people, now let's not negate the fact that there are those people who they pinch and they scrape and they put things together and they really try their hardest and they can't scrimp and save and cut and whatever anymore. They just need more money. That's a fact. That's us. There's no, we could still have room there's no room to maneuver. We just need more money. Our financial circumstances need to increase, period. And there are those people, so I'm not negating that. But this channel is aimed at the majority of people who actually, with the income you have now, with the resources you have now, you should have more to show for yourself. But most people, all they have is debt, liabilities, and stress and poor health to show for their finances. They don't have anything of value to show for their income and their resources. But yet, if they managed it better, they would have a lot more to show for it. For example, the book, The Millionaire Next Door, is full of a bunch of stories of the average Joe, nurses, receptionists, whatever, who are the millionaire next door, but they didn't do anything special. They didn't have however many side hustles. They didn't do anything out there. But proper management of resources, having assets, has made them be able to live a lifestyle of a millionaire. So, having said all of that, this mantle of managing resources, very tight resources, living on a low budget, that I've had to carry for years, has not been fun. And I've asked the Lord to remove this burden, to increase our income. I've had conversations with the Lord. Like, people around us have certain amount of money. They have this, they have that. Lord, you know what I could do if we had that kind of money. Really, why is our income not increasing? And he hasn't really answered me. The only thing he's told me is to come and do this channel. So here I am. And I say all of that to say that really that's why I'm here. The Lord has sent me. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better in this economy. And as believers, we need to wake up to that reality and start getting our affairs in order. Finances, health, family, a whole bunch of things. But this channel is here to focus on finances and other resources. So that's the introduction to the channel. We'll have another video out next week. I don't know the topic. I'm taking it as it day by day. But yes, so that's just an intro to our channel, which is called The Maths Ain't Mathing. And it's called that because if us on a low income and have all these things, people on higher incomes should have more than us, but they have less than us. So the maths ain't mathing. Thank you.